Well, hello there, and this is Auntie. And child, I am here to do my review on Married at First Sight, Season 9, Episode 7. Where is my husband? If this is your first time being here, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And to all of my new subscribers, thank you so much for joining the family. And to all of my nieces and nephews who have been here with your auntie for the long haul, thank you all so much for your continued support. Now, today I was sitting at work. I was minding my business, working like a. And my girl, Dr. Lovey, sent me a hot message and was like, Auntie, I need you to get your A up out there and cover this episode. So, this particular review, okay, is dedicated to Dr. Lovey. Y'all, if I had to rate this episode, I will rate this at least a B plus. Y'all, what the foolishness is going on this season on Married at First Sight? I am going to try to remain calm. I'm telling y'all, I'm going to give it my best effort to remain calm on here. But if I don't, please forgive your auntie. Count it to my head and not my heart. Let's go ahead and get into it. The first couple I want to talk about is Deonna and Greg. Deonna got some serious problems, y'all. Like serious problems. But she's coming around. We see her come into the household. She looks like she's coming home from work. And she has remembered that it is Greg's birthday. She has one of those big cookies with happy birthday on it. He's in the kitchen looking like he's doing what he do. She tells him, don't look, close your eyes, I got a surprise for you. So she comes, excuse me, in and she presents him with the cookie, and he is happy that she remembered it was his birthday. Y'all know daggone well the producers made sure that she remembered that it was his birthday, but okay. So he's excited about it, and he gives her a pack and everything, and they're really living their life. As we all know, the producers have decided that they're not going to pay everybody's mortgages, okay? Because these mofos got serious homes, all right? So they say, you know what, we're going to put everybody up into a hotel or an apartment complex. Matter of fact, we're going to put all of y'all in the same one. So Greg is, excited, and they go and sit down and they start having a conversation. Deonna goes into a dialogue talking about how she has not been dating someone for 10 years. Please, baby, don't make this your storyline. Please don't make this your storyline. You have got to change what you're saying. So, anyway, she says she hasn't dated in 10 years, and when she was dating gentlemen, she was in situationships. And so I was like, okay, who's in a situationship? Like, what the hell is a situationship? So of course, I asked my daughter. I was like, wait a minute, pause, poo. What's a situationship? Cause see, I'm old school. Either you in a relationship or you not. Okay. So my daughter says, well, mommy, let me tell you what a situationship is. A situationship is that you're dating somebody or you all are having, an intimate relationship with one another. But the boy ain't claimed you and you ain't claimed the boy. When y'all out in public or whatever, like y'all don't claim one another. You want a relationship, but you don't have a relationship, so it's called a situationship. I said, okay, so that's legitimately something. So she was like, yeah, Mom, that's legitimately something. I said, okay, if that's what y'all young folks calling it, okay. So she says that, she's getting to the point where she's really starting to like him. And so he's excited about, her getting to like him and really starting to have thoughts of being with him intimately. And he's excited about that. And he asked her directly, so does that mean that you like me sexually? She said, yeah, it does. She said, but I'm trying to take it slow because in all my other relationships, I basically went along with the feelings. I had feelings that I wanted to be satisfied. Okay. And so, I put basically the cart before the horse. And so, I was having sex prior to being in, a serious relationship. And so I want to take it slow with this one. But here's the thing though, boo, you already married to him. I think that what they don't realize is that they're married. And even the Bible says that the marriage bed is undefiled. You can do whatever you want to do, okay? Allegedly, if you're married. So you're taking things that happened to you over 10 years ago because you haven't been in a relationship for 10 years and you're taking those things and bringing them into the relationship. And Greg was like, I don't want you to bring that into the relationship. Is that what you're doing? And she was like, yes, but I'm trying to go with the flow. I thank you so much for having patience with me. But, this is where I am. But she says, you know what? I am really feeling you. So Greg is like, she's talking about how she's feeling him and how she's ready to start letting go and all that kind of stuff. And so Greg is like, somebody getting some ass tonight. And so she was like, I didn't say that. That's not what I said. What I said was, I'm starting to get more comfortable with you. They sit down with the whole group of people and she brings Amber, okay, Amber brings up, and asks who's had sex. Well, she hasn't had sex with him yet. Okay. Now we know that she's gotten past the part of all the compliments because Greg has been doing a great job of not complimenting her anymore. And that, she's comfortable with that. But, she says that, she's really getting to the point where she is starting to let, her hair down and she's starting to have some affectionate feelings for him and some sexual healings are going to be taking place pretty soon. So they decide that that each couple should have someone come into the home, and Deonna decides that she's going to have her friends over and his friends over, and the friends come over and they're having a really good time. Greg talks to his homeboys, excuse me, about how she is not affectionate. And, he is feeling a little insecure about the relationship. Okay. He tells his homeboys she's not really feeling affectionate. And, when he goes to touch her, it's just, she's not ready. It's not what she wants. She rejects him, whatever. And so in the meantime, she's sitting down with her girlfriends and they're asking her, what are you all doing? Do you all sleep together? So she's like, yeah, we sleep together. But once we sleep together, how it is, we sleep in the same bed, but I get hot. Bitch, turn on a fan. Turn on an air conditioning. Put some ice cubes in your butt crack. Do whatever you need to do, boo. Put some powder up underneath your breasts and keep it pushing, okay? Satisfy the man. God dang it, satisfy the man. Get a man something. But these women don't realize that you are already married. You are free to do whatever you want to do. But because they're so scared of being left or whatever, they got these little dumb hang-ups. How in the hell, Deonna, could you be, a frigadique, okay? A whole body, a thoughtalicious with everybody but your husband? I don't have an understanding about this. Y'all, I'm really having serious issues with these women. Deonna starts to be, because of the camaraderie between the friends, his friends and her family, and how comfortable Greg is and hospitable he is, she's now starting to hold his hand and do little things, you know what I'm saying? And Greg's like, somebody getting something tonight. Greg's kind of feeling, okay. So, Greg's, he's kind of feeling like, okay, well, maybe this is going to go somewhere. And I'm hoping that it does. They're sitting on the sofa after the party, and he's like, how you feeling? She's like, I'm feeling tired. And he's like, okay, I'm feeling tired too. Let's go to bed. This time, don't wear all of those clothes and that chastity belt, okay? Take the key, unlock it, and go ahead on and do what you got to do. You done already gave it to everybody else. Now you with your husband. Give it to him. Give it to him, baby girl. Give it to him. The next couple that I want to talk about is Iris and Keith. Okay, that's right, Miss Michelle. At least rub. So Iris and Keith are sitting at the breakfast table. He's prepared breakfast for her, and they're sitting there and they're talking. She says that she has a friend that has invited them to church and all that. We find out that Keith's grandmother, who we all saw at the wedding, is battling cancer and had been rushed to the hospital. And so Keith is like, basically, I'm going to be going and spending some time with my grandmother. She's not doing well, but if you want to go, you're more than welcome to go with me. And so she's like, are you sure? I don't want to impose. And he's like, I'm positive. He said that he got married at first sight so that he could be with somebody that would be with him, that would support him, and, that would hold his hand through good and through bad. And she's been doing that. She's been stepping up to the game and stepping up to her responsibility as a loving, doting wife. When her husband is going through and, you losing someone in the family, it's nothing like having someone who loves you and cares about you and is going to, basically walk you through the troubles and everything in life. So, he's like, she's okay, he's okay, woo. So, after she does this, you know what? Okay. So, after this happens, we see, them going to the grandmother's house. She's emotional about it. And, but she's really is trying to support Keith and everything. She says that she's been crying, but she wants to be supportive. At the round table, when the girls were all together, she was talking about, the condom incident. It's obvious to everybody that she still is holding this flag and this sign up saying that she's a virgin. And, but she talks about the condom incident. And then she says, but, I reacted. I was mad about it. She's really trying to fill the girls out. And, our girl Elizabeth was like, grow up. Then he was with someone before you, grow the hell up. And so, she's like, okay, I know I need to grow up. Woo, 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 woo. And so she's like, well, but that wasn't going to help our relationship. From the time that he said I do is the time that, that the relationship started. So anything before that, really doesn't count. She loses count and says that at first the condoms was a 3-pack, a 6-pack, and now it's a 20-pack of condoms, and it wasn't but 3 left on it. She says that he's the one that, whatever. And so it's very stupid. This girl is so petty, okay? She's petty as hell. Everything, she blows up everything, y'all. Like, seriously, I gotta take my glasses off so I can concentrate. She blows up everything. The simplest thing, she blows up. And it's so unnecessary. And it's extremely unattractive. She has this goofiness about her that doesn't, to me, appear to even be authentic. I mean, I don't know. It's just something I'm reading about her that just doesn't come off as authentic. It's like she has this fantasy in her mind about what marriage is and what marriage is not. And so she has to, play this role or pretend as if, she's so happy and she's just the perfect catch and all of this. But she has so many hang-ups and insecurities till it's almost sickening to me. So we see him, talking to the guys. He tells the guys that, he she found the condoms and she had an issue with it. And Greg was like, I mean, come on, man. You knew that she was going to come to your house. You knew this was going to happen. Why didn't you just get rid of them? And so, they kind of laugh it off because you know what? That's what men do most of the time. They laugh things off and everything, that little locker room talk and all of that smack. And, but he was like, it worked out. She was all right with it after we had a conversation. The next time we see this chickadee, they're at their apartment and they're having an affair with their friends coming. Her friends, his friends. Her mother comes over and, she's like, I really am starting to see him as a son-in-law. She's just giddy about him. She's very optimistic about the relationship and the marriage and everything. And, she's like, okay, well, I just came by, but I'm getting ready to leave. And he's like, you sure, Mom? 'Cause we about to pop them bottles. And Mom said, okay, at least I have one drink. I thought that was very cute. And mama trying to support her and everything. So, her little friends come over, his friends come over, he's got his brothers over at the house, and everybody's chilling. She's there with her girlfriend prior to everybody getting there, and she's cutting up salads and stuff like that. And, she's like, I just want everything to be perfect. And see, perfection, you're never going to reach perfection. That's the only thing about being a perfectionist that I had to learn, even about myself, that nothing is ever going to be perfect. And that as long as you are a perfectionist, you're always going to be chasing perfection. And you're never going to be satisfied with yourself, with others, with anything, because nothing is ever perfect. You can plan the perfect scenario out in your mind about how things are going to work out if they were perfect. But guess what? You'll never come to a conclusion. You'll never come to the end of that rainbow because you cannot obtain perfection. It just ain't gonna happen. You can get it as close to perfect or as close to your ideal as possible, but you will never reach perfection. And when you do that, you create unrealistic realities, okay? So basically, she's in there, she's cutting everything up, and I'm saying if you want perfection, perfect your look. Why is your shirt collar sitting all the way out? There's a whole lot of things where you trying to be a perfectionist about things that people can nickel and a dime off of you. I can sit up there and read you for filth, boo, because there's nothing perfect about this young lady, and it never will be. And there's nothing that's going to ever be perfect about the relationship. But anyway, y'all hit that thumbs up button. Hit that mofo thumbs my butt. So the friends come over, her friends separated, his friends on one side, her friends on the other. Me and my daughter caught that, we peeped that. She got these, they cliquish. And so you can't have people in your life when you in a relationship that's cliquish. Now you can have your set of friends, I can have my set of friends, but they gotta come together. And you have got to try to make that happen. Okay? I don't know why the light got dim. But anyway, so her friends are sitting over and they're asking different questions about, sex and everything. He tells the story about losing a ring and was like, why you so loud and all of this kind of stuff. And, they just kind of, kicking the bobo and everybody's having a good time. And so his friends get up, they got alcohol there, and his friends are like, oh, he's like, you want a drink? And his friend like, I need a little chaser with it. So they go and they get some lemonade out of their refrigerator and everything because it's a party. So you don't know unless it's a tag on it in the refrigerator that says this ain't for the mofo party. You don't know whether or not that's for the party. You assume when you come to people's houses that it's not a big deal if you see a big beverage that ain't never been opened. You understand what I'm saying? You already know, okay, maybe this is for, for chasers or whatever, cranberry juice, lemonade, pineapple juice, you know what I'm saying, mango iced tea, whatever. You just may think that it's a chaser. His friends, they start chasing the drink down, and then she got an issue with it. She gets her eyes all bucked up big. She comes over there, and she's like, it's a 2-drink minimum. So, Keith was like, how the hell you gonna tell him it's a 2-drink minimum? Was it a 2-drink minimum for your friends, or was it just a 2-drink minimum for his? Prior to his friends coming in there, she says, I just hope that that his friends respect Keith and I's home. Wait a minute. How about you say everybody respect the home? See, you got certain standards for your mofo friends and your girlfriends and your family members, but you don't give a rat's behind about his friends and his family members, okay? You just want to make an issue out of something that ain't a damn issue. Like, straight up, you want to make an issue out the bull crap. And I can't stand a woman like that. That will turn me off. Most of my best friends are men. And if I whatsoever went to their house and the woman was acting like that, I would feel extremely unwelcome. Because, see, you think you all of that, and Iris, you not. You not, boo. The sun don't rise, set, and shine around your ass. It just doesn't. And the way you treat people is the way people going to treat you. This is this man's family and friends who have come to support this married at first sight bullshit that y'all did. So, now she wants to do a 2-drink minimum. So when the party is over, he asked her, how do you think the party went? She's like, it went all right, but I don't appreciate your friends going in our refrigerator. I brought that lemonade for myself. Your friends can't come in there and just start rummaging through our stuff. Well, bitch, isn't that what you did when you went to his house? When you went to his house, although you're married, okay? You went to his house for the first time and rummaged through every drawer, every closet, every refrigerator, every cupboard that you could, every shoebox up in that mofo. You rummaged through it, every sandwich bag, every cotton freaking folded, a piece of aluminum foil. Bitch, you was in everything. And then you got the nerve to talk about somebody rummaging through your things. She could try to compare it to his friends going in their bedroom and rummaging. It's not the same thing. Bitch, you in a kitchen with a kitchen counter and all that. You got a refrigerator sitting over there, and you talking about that's off limits. Bitch, how in the hell are they supposed to? I gotta calm the hell down. How they supposed to know that lemonade was for you to take to the head and drink straight out the bottle? They don't know. And then Keith said, you know what? They know that they can do that with me. And she was like, "Well, it's not okay with me." He said, she was like, "That was for us. I had brought that for me." He said, "You being petty over some lemonade? Lemonade. Lemonade." He said the differences between the two of us are going to cause this relationship not to work. I said, "You goddamn Skippy on that. You skippied. You're right on that one." Yes, she is. She's petty as dog. I saw a super chat go up there. Let me see if I can catch it. I'm sorry, baby. I was just into what I was into and I was talking. Thank you, Lillian Lopez, for the $2 super chat. Hi, Auntie. Love you all the way from Alaska. I love you too, baby. Thank you so much for being here. See, Iris think it's cute. She think it's cute to be Patty. She think it's, "Oh, I'm so perfect. I'm just a perfect hostess. And I'm that." Boo, be the perfect hostess. Don't talk it, be it. Do it. Walk it. If I just had a housewarming party at my house. I woke mofos from the front door to the back door, from the back door all the way up to the top. Every room in the house, with the exception of one, because that was the one that the dog was in. But I woke people all around my house. There was nothing that was off limits in my house. If I invite you in my home, it's because we have a trust between the two of us. If my daughter invites you in a home, it's because she trusts you. Now, if I got to be locking and chaining stuff up, then you don't need to come to my house. But it's mighty funny that you thinking his friend's doing it, but you ain't checked your friends because your girlfriend sat her ass up there and was like, "I need some lemonade too." How in the hell you gonna have hard alcohol and not have a chaser? "I designated this stuff." Then, bitch, you didn't buy enough. Because if you got hard alcohol in your house, you know damn well some people like it on the rocks, but most people like it with a chaser. Buy stuff. Stop being cheap. You can be cheap with your clothes. You can be cheap with your hair. But don't be cheap when you hosting a party. Or if you can't host a mofo, don't have it. Or ask production for a couple of extra $50. That's a bit of super chat. But that's not how you treat people. She's going to ruin her relationship with this patient, loving, kind man. What the freak is wrong with these women? That's not to say that Keith is perfect. That's not to say that he don't have his flaws. It's just to say that yours outweigh his right now. You ain't even giving no man no airs. You ain't even feeding the man. You ain't doing nothing with the man. And then you got the nerve to worry about how many condoms out the box was used. Girl, if you don't sit your tide down, I'm sick of her. With this hostility. He even gave her the benefit of the doubt and said, "Well, you know what? Iris is like this because she's the only child. Iris is like that because she's an asshole. She's a fake asshole." You got the nerve to be judging somebody because they had sex. And you done did everything but. You ain't above anybody, Iris. And you ain't perfect. You petty. Now we gotta sit up here and talk about this damn Amber and Matt. When y'all asked me to review this show, y'all set y'all auntie up. If Amber ain't the dumbest bag of... Her and Matt got some serious damn problems. Her and Matt. Where do I even begin? So Amber is with her boo thing, Matt. She in love with the D. She in love with the exterior. But she is starting to find out that this mofo crazy as hell and that they absolutely are not compatible. I don't know what the fuck the judges was thinking when they put this needy woman with this man who has a need for nothing. How in the hell did they even think that this would work? Did they not do all the psychological evaluations? They should have ran their stuff through 3 or 4 times, these two crazy mofos. Hit that thumbs up button. So we see Amber in the car. She said every Sunday she goes over to her aunt's house and has, dinner. This is a tradition that her and her sister do. This is what they do. They do what they do. So she riding in the car with Matt. Matt nonchalant than a mofo, okay? Matt don't care anything about anybody. Matt has no emotional ties to Jack. So she's sitting there riding in the car and, she's like, you excited or whatever. So Matt was like, yeah, I'm excited. I'm overjoyed. He's using different words to describe it. And he said, you the English teacher, won't you say? She said, you stop. And he said, well, what does that mean? She says, with no emotion. Me and my daughter was like, it's stoic. What kind of damn English teacher is she? English my ass. It's stoic. But she couldn't even pronounce it correctly. That's because her hair always wet. If she would let her scalp dry some, maybe she could think differently. Maybe her brain wouldn't be as soggy as that mofo appears to be. But okay, I digress. So she's riding in the car. She's asking him, what kind of movie was your favorite movie? All that kind of stuff, because she wants to slide into, how many kids do you want? Now, let me go back. Deonna and at the party, they had asked Greg how many kids he wanted. He said 6. So dude said, why? Is it because you African? Are you African? And I thought that was just really stereotypical. And it's stereotyping people. And the other dude said, well, why you say that about him? He said, because, Africans got a lot of kids. I got African friends. They don't have a lot of kids. Some of them got 1 child and some of them got 2. So, when people make comments like that, I think they're extremely ignorant. And it's based on your observation. But that is not based on facts. And unless you know facts, when you're talking about somebody's religion or their race, shut the fuck up. You looked ignorant on that show when you made that comment, dude. Some things, if you think it, you don't have to say it. So, he, as a gentleman, the gentleman that Greg is, he played it off and played into it. But the next mofo may not do that. And so when you think about making a comment like that, think again. Study long on that. Okay? So anyway, she asked, Matt, about, having kids. Does he want kids? He said, yeah, I want kids. She said, okay, well, how many, when do you want to have the kids? He said in about 7 to 8 years. She said, what the fuck? He said, yeah, in about 7 to 8 years. So she said, well, you needed to marry somebody younger. If you think that I am going to be an old woman having kids, She said, I think she said that she'll be like 37, something like that. He'd be 40, whatever she said. She feels like she's too old. But what I think that she doesn't realize is that women are having children now. Women and men are having children at a much later age. People are in their 20s and early 30s. They're not having kids like that anymore. Especially people who want to establish a career first. And I'm thinking, did they not have a questionnaire that they wrote down for this book? Who matched them? So she's upset now because she's like, I don't want to wait that long to have babies. But so she says, well, why do you want to wait that long? He said, well, it ain't like I don't want kids. That's not the thing that I'm afraid of. What I'm afraid of is being attached to the baby's mother for the rest of my life. She said, well, damn, we took an oath to be with each other from sickness to health to death do us part. And this mofo don't realize that we're going to be together, or at least it should be our plan and our intention to be together for the rest of our lives. This mofo Matt crazy as fuck, y'all. Excuse my language, but this mofo, he ain't nothing but a good height and a good romp in the bed. That's what he is. Outside of the bed and the basketball court, this man ain't shiznit. He nothing. He's nothing. He's self-centered. And everything is about Matt. Matt don't care about this girl. He is used to living in the wild and on his own. So she now is like, why didn't he marry somebody younger? I am not going to wait that long to have a baby with him. And he didn't even think anything was wrong with what he said. So we see her go with her sister. She meets up with her sister. She's nervous. She discombobulated now. She don't know what to think. She realizes now, oh, hell, this is a disaster. So she gets there and everything. She says she's got to run to the bathroom, and the family is greeting Matt and everything. So, she's like, I got to go meet with my sister. So she goes and meets with her sister, and they sit and talk and everything, and the sister's hair just as wet as hers. What is going on with this wet hair? So she's sitting there, she's telling her sister, in a sly, little shady-ass way that, Matt is creating a division between them because he wants to be, in a separate bathroom. Now, she had already brought this up at the round table with her girlfriends, okay? She brought this up with the girls. And the girls told her, all of them were like, I would prefer my man being in another one. Iris said she prefers Keith being in another bathroom because, he got hair products, she got hair products, his hair just as long as hers. Deonna says she prefers it. Elizabeth says she prefers it. So she laughs it off and says, well, you know what, I guess I'll let him. Let him what? Matt gonna do what the hell Matt wanna do. I don't care, girl, you ain't letting Matt do anything. Matt cannot be chained down. He a rolling stone, boo. Wherever he lay his hat, that's going to be his mofo home. Period. So she sits there with her sister, and her sisters was like, well, damn, that's kind of weird. But, at least he didn't put you out the main bathroom. He let you stay in the main bathroom. So then she goes on to tell her sister about, how he wants to have a child in 7 to 8 years, 5 to 8 years. And she's like, he should have married a younger woman. But I'm having sex with him. He's attracted. And so then her dumbass sister gonna ask her, so have y'all been intimate? She was like, yeah. She said, well, he's 6'9". Is it awkward? I said, is what 6'9"? Is it 6 inches, 9 inches? What are you asking? Is it 9 inches when it's... What does his height have to do with you getting it on, getting that thing? Let me tell you something, whether you horizontal or vertical, it don't make a difference how big a mofo is. If he got to get down on his knees and squat a little bit, you gonna get some. But the thing about it is, and I hate to be bad, hard on the women, but fix your mofo self up. You get up in the morning and you look the same way when you go into bed. Bitch, put something on. Do something with your hair. Blow it out. You halfway look decent on your wedding. Can't you duplicate that, boo? What is wrong with these women looking like Haggathas? Agatha Christie. Bitch, your beauty looking like it's a mystery. Where is it? Somebody solve the mystery because a crime has been committed and bitch, we need to find out who killed her looks. And then her sister is sitting there looking the same exact way. You can't see in the mirror image of yourself that your sister looking a little fucked up? Young, this is a basketball player. Yeah, he married to you, but you need to get yourself together, fix yourself up. This mofo out, but you know what? I don't care what she do. Matt gonna be gone because Matt don't even want to commit to his wife, let alone a woman who has a baby with him. Ridiculous. So really, it doesn't make a difference if she continued to stay like that. Matt don't give a damn about her. He really don't. He sits there at the table with her aunt. Her aunt and her husband been married 35 years. She asked her, how much do you know him? And all of that kind of stuff. And she's like, on a scale of 1 to 10, how well do you think you know him? She said a 2. Matt was like, damn. I mean, I know you a little bit more than that. At least a 5. And she's like, you complicated. No, he ain't complicated. He's showing you exactly who he is. You just don't want to believe it. And I don't blame you for not believing it because the expert should have known better to hook your ass up with him. This girl is needy and he's not. That is never going to work. I don't give a damn what love language you have or what love language you don't have. I don't care if you take a Myers-Briggs or Berkman. These two bitches ain't never going to be compatible. I don't care what test you give these mofos. Okay? So next thing you know, she's at home. He's at home. He leaves out the house at 1 o'clock. She gets home at 4:37. She walking around prancing back and forth in the house. We see her exercising in the mofo. Bitch, go to the gym. But anyway, she's exercising in the house. The clock is ticking. Then, around 7, 8 o'clock, she comes and says, I called my husband. I've been dialing my husband's phone. I called him 4 times. And I know that seems weird, but I can't get in contact with him. And I'm worried about my husband. He a whole grown-ass man that done traveled the globe playing basketball. He's 6'9", bitch. He not going to be missing in the crowd. He's a grown man. Why are you worried about what he doing? Find you a life boo and catch a crowd. Why the hell do you have to be under these mofos 24/7? I need a man that got a life. Bitch, catch a crowd. Get a sport. Do something. But don't sit under, I don't need to be under nobody like that 24/7. So the next thing you know, it's 12 o'clock at night and she on the phone crying to her daddy. What are you telling your daddy for? Oh, daddy, no. Oh, my God, I can't believe he's not home, daddy. Oh, my God, I'm so miserable. I can't give him anymore. Oh, my God, I just don't want to do this anymore. My husband doesn't care anything about me. He doesn't love me. And you think crying to your daddy gonna make him love you? You think blowing his phone up is gonna make him love you? It's 1 o'clock in the morning. He hanging out with his friends. So what the fuck? Who cares? Hang out, boo. When you come home, just don't wake me up. I see you when I get up. And then when I get up in the morning, I'm making you breakfast. Okay? I don't give a damn. Boo got your coffee and your breakfast sitting out there. I'm going to work. Love you. Mwah. See you when I get home. Who cares? And I ain't going to go out and do nothing revengeful and the next day take my ass and stay out late because I want some get back. I'm coming home the next day at 4:37 like she did. And I'm living and continuing on with my life. And if it becomes a problem and it's an issue, then we address it. But he can't go out. He got to be on his phone. But you know he's a wanderer. I saw in the thing that that's coming up, that Dr. Pepper had the nerve to say something to him about how could you do that to a woman that has abandonment issues? How could you hook her up with this mofo? This ain't his fault. This ain't on him. He didn't pick her. Y'all picked her. Y'all know this mofo has been all across the world. He has never settled roots. He don't have a good relationship with his family. He dealing with abandonment issues his goddamn self. And y'all hook him up and then you blame him for going out and living his life with his homeboy. So will he a caged animal now? I can't. I can't. The last couple that I want to talk about is Elizabeth and Jaimie. Elizabeth make me want to take every one of these twists on my head and individually just yank these bitches out to the root. To the root. Elizabeth think it's fun to be goofy, to be silly. She think it's fun. She think her inappropriateness is cute, sexy, and hot. Last week, this bitch took a glass out of his cabinet, poured water in it from the refrigerator, and for all of y'all old folk, Frigidaire, and let her dog lap out of it. Then she sages the joint. You doing all this for a reaction. You just want some attention. You don't care if it's negative or positive. Long as you getting attention, you don't give a damn. You don't care. You don't care. So we see Elizabeth. Let me get that super chat. Thank you, Tina Marie, for the $4.99 super chat. Elizabeth's parents call her a free spirit. I think it's code for bipolar psychopath. Also, can you approve my Instagram request? Tina Marie, I will approve it, sweetie. Make sure you DM me, okay? Because I have like 9,000 people who are waiting to get on my Instagram. You're going to have to DM me and I'll approve you from there, okay? I apologize if you was the one that sent me the a DM today. I will make sure that I get that done for you, sweetie. But thank you so much for the sweet super chat, and you so right, okay? So we see Elizabeth chilling like she always do. Her and Matt are making a decision about who they're going to have at the house and how they're going to do it, but they're going to serve. They decide they're going to have their parents at the house, okay? So, being the goofy mofo that she is, She's sitting down there with the girls. They have the little girl chat. And, she rah-rahing and everything for having sex. Matt is saying, you know what? I thought that the other guys was going to have sex. Look like I'm number 2 in line for having sex. So I take number 2. I don't mind being number 2. He don't mind it. So the parents come over. So I'm going to skip all the other bull crap and we're going straight to the happy. So the parents come over, his dad and his stepmom, and her mom and dad. Matt has an issue with how she's attached to her father, okay? Because, the father told him that he had an issue with how he was kissing on his daughter. He told him that was his heart, okay? So she's straight up a daddy's girl. So the family come over and, like they do, and they get to start asking all kinds of questions. Matt's stepmother is one of them hardcore women. She said what she got to say. She mean what she say. So she asks her, where you work at, love? Where you work at? She said, I work for my daddy. You work for your daddy? What do you do? Well, I'm going to be doing marketing and sales. So the dad says, well, she ain't going to have to be, as responsible and accountable, and she really ain't got to do nothing like everybody else. So the mother was like, what? So she's like, the dad said, what I'll do is if when you don't show up, I'll hold your paycheck to make sure you come to work. Let that sink in. So the mother was like, so when do y'all want to have kids? Well, we want to try to be with each other, She in the kitchen, she got the dogs in her arms. Now let me tell you something. I've had dogs. I had a dog, as you all know, that just passed away last year, 2018. Lost my dog. My daughter now has a dog, my grand poodle. They ain't allowed in the kitchen. Dogs can't come in the kitchen. Dogs and kitchens don't match. Cats and kitchens don't match. So why in the hell are you standing in the kitchen with your dog in your arm? So nasty. Ugh, I wouldn't eat nothing out of her house. I don't care if it was catered and came in there sitting on the table in a tank. I would eat anything out of her house. Nothing. So anyway, she asks us about kids and she says, we want to take some time. And so, good. Matt says, we're about 3-4 years. So she was like, yeah, he had my back on that. Boo. So, the mother says, if you all had to make a decision today on whether or not you would stay together, would you stay together? And so she was like, yeah, plus he can't leave me. I got the code and the passcode and the key to the apartment, so he can't ever leave me. Stalkerish. So the dad was like, the mom was like, she really does like you. She's been telling everybody that she likes you. And so he was like, the dad was like, yeah, she been even telling her friends, but she been saying it in a different kind of way, talking about, that thing you got, how you be working that thing out. And he was like, really for me, that's that's stuff I don't want to talk about. So, he rubbed her, down at her, he was like, I thought the job was real close. So Jaimie was a little inappropriate. Did I call him Matt earlier? I meant to say Jaimie. So anyway, the Papa Son got an issue. Papa Son has enabled this girl to be nothing and do nothing. And you know what? I guess it's good at a time. But you know what? Good time don't always last. At some point, you got to grow the hell up. So, we see her having a conversation with Jaimie after the party. How's everything? Yes, Miss. Yes, who is that? Miss Michelle? Daddy is creepy. Daddy's very creepy. So she says they sit down on the chair and they start to assess the situation. How you think everything went? So she goes into a dialogue with him, with Jaimie. She says, Jaimie, how long your mom, how long you and your mom been together? I mean, how long your dad and your stepmom been together? See, that was wrong for her to say that. You out of order. You think everything is a damn joke. You playing it up for the cameras. This ain't no camera stuff. So she sits there and everything, and she's like, he's like, they've been together, they just celebrated their 9-year anniversary. She says, well, how long was your parents divorced? So you could see instantly that he got uncomfortable. This is a show. This may not be something he wants to talk about on the show. So you can instantly see his body language shift, Elizabeth. You didn't see it? So he's like, 10 years. She said, well, how did that affect you? Did that change your attitude, about being married? How did divorce affect you? Why did they get divorced? Those are personal questions that his mama and his daddy need to answer on television. So I couldn't blame him for feeling some kind of way, even though he a weird mofo. He weird as hell. Jaimie weird as hell. So she was like, are you offended? So Jaimie was like, yeah. And she was like, why? I didn't know you were offended. He was like, because I'm trying to push back and you keep me moving forward. So she was like, oh, sorry. I didn't know you were offended. So he says, well, since we talking, let me tell you what I don't like about your ass. I don't like that you never take anything serious. She's like, what are you talking about? He was like, your daddy, your job. What kind of job you gonna be doing? She said marketing sales. He said, so your daddy basically giving you a handout. She says, no, I'm real, I'm focused on my career, whatever. He said, well, but you working for your daddy, and you told me when I met you that you was in sales and marketing. And so when your daddy get here, now all of a sudden we find out that your ass ain't got no job. Then she says, well, I'm a free spirit. Well, which one is it? Because what the hell is a free spirit? We all free spirits. We are a spirit man that lives in an earthly body. But at the end of the day, our spirit gonna leave our body. We all free spirits. What the fuck is this free spirit stuff? I've been a free spirit since. So he turns it around because he's uncomfortable. Now he wants to go head on and blast her ass on national television in front of everybody. Now, Jaimie was dead ass wrong. She should have got up and cut the conversation off of him. But she couldn't believe he was even going there. And I couldn't believe he wasn't either. Why would you go there? He starts telling her how privileged she was. She says, let me tell you something. There's never been a job interview that I've gone on that I was not offered a job. He said, who did the interview? Your daddy? She said, fuck you. Fuck you. So he was calling her privileged, pampered, a dimwit, a daddy's girl, a kept woman, a nothing, a nobody. Then he gets mad and he leaves. But the next day, And I mean, when I say the next day, this mofo comes back with a straight master's plan. He comes in the house with some roses, probably out there near his grocery store. He gives her the roses and he says, I remember what you told me that you liked. Here you go. So they kissing and everything. He said, you know, we had a rough night last night. I listened to you say what you had to say. But today I want to have a serious conversation with your ass. She said, okay. She sits on the sofa. He's standing on the side. She said, are you breaking up with me? He said, yeah. Why? She said, I mean, if you're going to break up with me, I want you to do it, you know, now. Just go ahead and rip the Band-Aid off. These mofos having some serious problems behind the scenes that we know not of. This ain't start from right here, y'all. This started a long time ago. Long time ago. They've been having problems from day A. So he comes over to the sofa. He sits down on the sofa. Malicious, evil, vindictive, pot stirrer. He wants to drag her down in the mud on national television because the divorce that his parents had, he had already talked to her about it. She already knew how he felt about it. She decided to embarrass him. So now he's going to degrade her. He's going to drag her ass down. So he decides that he's going to go in. You know, Elizabeth, I don't think you take nothing serious. You think this whole thing is a game. This ain't a game, Elizabeth. I need you to grow the fuck up. I feel like when I want to be with you, you don't take it seriously. You push me away. Elizabeth said, what? What are you talking about? Basically, he's telling her, you ain't shiznit. And you ain't taking this relationship serious at all. Elizabeth said, what do you want from me? How you gonna flip out on me like that? I don't know what you want, but I'm tired of you taking me on this roller coaster ride. Your emotions up one day and down the next, coming in this mofo every day with a cat attitude. He says, I ain't happy. When I try to be intimate with you, she said, bitch, I fuck you all the time. We have sex all the time. I give you sex every day. I'm laying it out and spreading it wide. He says, well, you gave it to me maybe about 4-5 times at the max. You had more sex than that, Jaimie, at the honeymoon. Didn't y'all do it when she was dealing with Mother Nature? How low can she go for you? She said, ain't nothing I can do. Nothing I do satisfies you. I give you sex all the time. She says, but what I'll do is I'll suck you off every day. He said, yeah, and we're going to keep account of it, you son of a bitch. How dare you tear that woman down like that? You came in there with the intent to destroy this woman. Yes, she's a dit, a dimwit, and acts like a dit. But no woman deserves for a man to talk about her inability as your wife to satisfy you because she ain't spreading it wide and dropping it low all god daggone day. She said, are you such a sexaholic? Bitch, I give it to you all the time. But maybe we should talk to Dr. Pepper about how much sex is appropriate in a relationship. This mofo came in it with the intentions to degrade her. He knew exactly what he was doing. He was malicious. He had not been gone for an hour. This bitch was gone all night. She didn't even approach him when he came into the house like crazy ass Amber's gonna do. She let it ride. And you coming in with that boo to tear this woman down? Unacceptable. Unacceptable. And then the next thing you know, she goes lower. She said, I'm not Michelle Obama, bitch. When you go low, I'ma go lower. She says, let me tell you something, Jaimie. You ain't never satisfied me. You come in here with your two-bit grocery store ass, shopping flour, carrying bitch. You don't even do nothing for me. This is the first time you ever even gave me flowers, but you ain't even got me a massage. She said, and sex? Let's talk about sex. Let's talk about what you do for me. You don't even make sex good. You give me that Caucasian sex. Bam, bam, and then it's done. I said, oh. Caucasian sex? What's that? Bam, bam, and then it's done? Somebody define Caucasian sex. So, has she been with other races? Because what's that? Is there a such thing as Spanish sex? Or black sex? How about Asian sex? What is she saying here? Baby, look that up. Does Webster have a definition for that? What is that? Ooh, child. He couldn't take it. Because see, now, she has emasculated him. She's compared him to something and someone else. And we know that men want to know, but they don't want to know that somebody else's sex is better than theirs. Matt told her, why can't you just take responsibility? Why can't you just say you sorry? She said, I am emotionally tapped out. My emotions and my anxiety are up there. And what you won't be doing is toying with my emotions. And all you give me is Caucasian sex. What does that mean? I've never, in all my 50 plus years, heard that before. That's brand new for your auntie. I clutched my invisible pearls, popped the string, and they were everywhere, spilled on the floor. Matt said, I'm getting my cat, my hat, my clothes, my bags, and I'm taking me and my Caucasian sacks, and I'm getting out of here. She said, leave, Matt. I mean, Jaimie. God dang, I guess. Keep calling him Matt. She said, leave, Jaimie, because that's all you do. That's all you ever do is leave. See, he thought he was going to destroy her. She destroyed everything he thought made him a man. She said it was bam, bam, and then it's done. Jaimie, you didn't bargain for that. We saw Jaimie get his stuff with his cat in the to-go bag like he had just left Denny's, getting a grand slam special. She served it to him hot and made sure she kept the cover on that bitch so it could get soggy to the mouth. So she served him just the way she should have. And I ain't Elizabeth fan, but what you don't do is do what you did. She said, you still mad about what I said about the divorce? He said, yup. So he was being spiteful, vengeful. How in the world, with all that was said and all that was done, do they ever think that their relationship is going to last? I don't care how many experts. When you got a man that is spiteful like that and would degrade you like that intentionally, fuck him. I was hurt to my heart that this man made a decision to treat this woman like this. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. It was disgraceful. But she came back and she was swinging. They need to separate and divorce. The words that he has said out of his mouth has made her so insecure that is why she's playing up to the cameras. That is why she seems off the hook. That is why she seems irrational. That is why, just because her daddy put a silver spoon in her mouth, don't get mad about the plastic one that's in yours. Because at the end of the day, a spoon is a spoon. You can't get mad because your parents divorced and you still living like a child in that relationship. You can make yourself a victim and everybody else a villain. Take responsibility for your shit. Jaimie. Your dad has moved on. He moved on. And so is your mama. And whatever they did in their relationship, whether it hurt you or not, was their relationship. I don't know if you were the child that blamed yourself. I don't know if your parents blamed you. But at the end of the day, that's their relationship. They've moved on. Now you need to. Point blank, period. And I'm proud of myself. Because I thought I was going to come out here and be hollering and screaming. But I was so disgusted by his behavior that I can't even scream. This is the kind of stuff that had people in depression. This is the kind of stuff that destroys women and men. Because you did not have to go for the jugular. I don't know what they're going through in their relationship, but it's rocky as I don't know what. And these experts this year, y'all, I'm telling you, I don't think they did a good job with matching these couples up. And now the couples have to suffer and stay together because the judges didn't make the best hookups and the best decisions for these couples. These are Auntie's opinions and Auntie's opinions only. Y'all, thank you all so much for being here tonight for this review. I see why Dr. Lovey was ringing my... Thank you, Dr. Lovey, for pressing the button and saying, Auntie, I need you to get out here now. Love you all to pieces. Thank you to everyone who super chatted. Thank you so much to Josie who held it down, Josie. Yes, you did. I appreciate all of you all. And I will see you soon on my next review. Love you all. Mwah. Good night, y'all.